So there's the statement of purpose. It's all about tailoring. Do your homework. The other thing is, and this is advice that works for both. If you want some really good advice, again, Karen Kelsey, when I was writing all these cover letters, like 2 years ago, I was sending out a bunch of them. She has this really great post called "Why Your Cover Letter Sucks and What You Can Do About It," and it's really good. And the main sort of gist of it is, and she's read tons and tons. You've read tons of statements of purpose, but one of the main kind of critiques she has is that a lot of times people get in their cover letters, they get sort of sappy and they start talking about what they would do or what they want to do and all that. And she says, you want to talk about what you're going to do, and you're going to talk about how you're going to do that. And so in like teaching statements is another thing, but this is a similar kind of letter. She would say, rather than saying, teaching matters so much to me and it's my life's work, and you go on and on, she says, talk about what kind of teaching you do and how you do that in the classroom. This is sort of a specific one for teaching statements, but like in a job cover letter, the example would be like, when I was talking with Noah, one thing I could do is go on and talk about how I love the ocean, and I love seashells, and I love California, and I love Noah, and I love everything they do, and it would be such an exciting opportunity, and it would be amazing if they considered me. She says, okay, be confident, right? No begging and letters and stuff like that. You don't, you want to just be confident and straightforward. So you would say, like the example I brought up earlier, Noah, you guys are working on this community-based project that's trying to get a sense of how these different communities are understanding coastal resources. You talk about that project, you talk about what you've done and the skills that you've developed that you can add to that. Does that make sense? Rather than having this sort of long narrative about how much it would be so amazing if they let you in. And that's it's kind of a key difference of writing like a professional kind of cover letter where what you want to do basically is you want to demonstrate rather than tell. That's like a classic lesson in writing. The whole show, don't tell. You demonstrate it through the writing rather than telling what you would do or what you would want to do. As much as you can, you kind of make your case.
And I want to tell you guys, and I'm an optimist, but I honestly believe this, that whatever you want to do, you're not going to be a professional basketball player, you're not going to be Steph Curry, right? It's not gonna happen. Right? You can't do whatever you want to do, but in terms of anthropology, if you want to go to a PhD program, if you want to get into a PhD program, if you want to get into an MA program, if you want to get a certain type of job, like working in a museum, I guarantee you can do it. I guarantee you. I don't care what you have done up to this point. I guarantee you 100% you can do it. Now, it's not going to happen potentially on the timetable you expect. You're going to have lots of failures. You may have to back up and do things over again. You may not get into the exact program you want. You may not get the exact job you want. You may have to move to a city that's not the one place that you've always wanted to live. You may have to make sacrifices. But if you want to do it, you can do it, right? I cannot tell you how many times I've been rejected for jobs, for graduate schools, for papers, and submitted to journals, grant applications, and whatever. That is the deal, right? You are going to be rejected over and over again. And things are not going to happen, usually, on the timetable you want them to. Done with school now. Next year I want to start my PhD program. It might not happen like that. And so if you're willing to stay with it, then it will happen. But you got to get good mentorship. You got to figure out what you need to do to get yourself in position to do it. But it will happen if you want it to happen.
And doing some of that background homework to get you in a place where you've done that work and it's like, okay, this looks like a really good fit, that goes a long way. I mean, I've known a lot of people that ended up in the wrong program. Definitely. And when I talk to them, they're like, oh, I don't know, it just sounded like a great school. Or so-and-so sounded interesting, but they didn't really look into whether they didn't look into their work enough or they didn't actually try to contact them. So you do that homework. And this is the same outside of academia. I tell that story about the whole Noah thing because I totally failed on the phone interview. I failed with the resume that I sent them. I didn't tailor it right, and done. I didn't get a call back. I went and looked into that organization. Another job came up in Hawaii. I looked at the projects that they were doing. I looked at what I have. I tailored my resume. I kind of thought really carefully about how the phone interview and what I wanted to talk about, and they offered me a job. And this is the same basic institution. And what I did was I did the background work on what do they want, and I didn't do that at first. And it was like some really core critical stuff. I'm a cultural anthropologist. I'm going to tend to be read as being qualitative data oriented, meaning like ethnographic fieldwork, narratives, and all that sort of stuff. They want that, but they want to really show that you have quantitative skills, and I do. I just didn't highlight them before. The second interview, I highlighted them, boom, done. And I could tell on the phone. I could tell on a couple of points, like, oh, well, that went over pretty well. And this can apply to grad school and also non-academic world. It's about like that extra bit of homework. And like Dr. Braje is saying, if in this moment you're hearing stuff and you're like, well, I don't have this or I don't have that, through volunteering, through internships, through jobs, there's various things you can do to bolster those little skills that you need to get in order to get to where you want to go. Whether it's field work, whether it's a GI. I tell a lot of people, if there's one thing in archaeology that definitely can't hurt, you like maps and you have to do GIS certified, that is a good thing. And the applications of something like that are really broad.
GIS workshop tomorrow morning.
Plug right there.
Paid for by student success fee.
And on your CV.
Yeah.
GIS workshop.
Certified. Yeah, seriously.
That's
something you put on there.
learn how to do whatever they're doing something.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, like as students too, like that you guys are organizing all that. That's cool because it's adding to all these skills and experiences that you have, and then you highlight them. One of the other things Dr. Braje mentioned earlier is a lot of you guys don't always know the Any other questions about?
All right.
Yes, I know I pulled you.
We're something to hear was announced at the meeting, so grab some. Oh yeah, let's grab a little selfie picture. We did want to.
Oh, I charge 50 cents per photo.
One giant selfie.
Per
Giant
selfie.
selfie.
Going here? We got just stand back here. I'll stand back here up, everybody. All right, kind of just bunch together here.
Okay.
And make sure you can see it. Make sure you can see your mug.
Going down.
Right?
They're right in there.
I got my mug like super close there.
Look at all these.
It's
thumbs up.
yeah, we got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. Got it.
Good. Oh,
All right.